What's up, y'all? It's your boy Cafe. Let's talk about it. So, for those of y'all that haven't noticed, a lot of corporate fast food restaurant chains have been closing their doors. And wait, let me take that back. Not just fast food restaurant chains, I would just say a lot of restaurants in general, period, have been shutting down and closing their doors. And some people are wondering what's going on because you go to a restaurant one day and you're like, oh, I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed the food. I'm going to come back. And then when you come back to that restaurant, you see a sign on that says they're closed. And not only is it closed, but even the employees, they wasn't even notified about the restaurant closing. So you have some employees that's like, hey, what's going on? Nobody told us anything. And it's happening all over to a lot of the spots, our favorite spots that we used to go to, and some of the spots that people go to now. And I can see this happening because it's just been a financial squeeze in the business world, especially in the restaurant world, because you had stuff like COVID, then you got the recession, and just other things that's been going on to where a lot of spots have been doing what they can to survive and doing what they can to generate people to come there, but they just financially just can't stay afloat, which is causing them to shut down spots and file for bankruptcy. Now, when some people hear the word bankruptcy, they just automatically think that, all right, they're going to shut down, the company's done and over with, that's it. That's not always the case. Because when somebody filed bankruptcy, it just means that, hey, financially, you're not you don't have the money like you used to have. So to trim that debt, you're going to have to get rid of some things. And in this case with the restaurants, a lot of them have to shut down locations to trim that debt down. And it's a long list of them that has been going through this, like Red Lobster, Pizza Hut, Boston Market, TGI Fridays, Popeyes, Tijuana Flats, Cracker Barrel, and Applebees. Now, looking at this list, I can say this. Some of these restaurants on the list, I'm not surprised that they're having financial troubles because these were some of the spots that you used to go to back in the day. And now they just aren't the popular spots anymore that people want to go to. And they've been doing everything, some of these spots have been doing everything they can to get people to come in there and spend money, but it just hasn't been working. Like Applebees. Applebees was a spot that you used to go to back in the day, especially when you was in high school and all those things. But now I can't even tell you the last time I've been to Applebees, you know, let alone Boston Market. So that's why I said some of these restaurants on this, I can see what some of them have been having those financial problems. But then one of them on here, like Popeyes, I was kind of shocked about that because, you know, Popeyes, they have been releasing product like crazy. And the last time I had talked about them, uh, a couple of videos back, they was showing signs of them doing good as far as money and finances. But I guess now they've kind of taken a little bit of a dip in their money and they're just seeing what's going on and say, hey, we got to shut down some of these locations because financially wise, it's killing us. So just hearing this, it's a shocker because from what they're saying is that it's going to be more restaurants that's going to be shutting down locations, which means that more people are going to lose their jobs. So I'm just curious to see what other restaurants are going to be closing their doors and shutting down. But the funny thing about this is that you didn't hear about McDonald's, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A. You didn't hear about none of these locations shutting down their spots. And I wouldn't say I'm shocked about that because the popular restaurant like those three, they've been having damn good years far as product, far as money. So you're not going to hear too much about them shutting down locations like that or having the financial problems as the ones on the list. So we just have to sit back and see what's going to happen. But as I said, some of these restaurants on the list, they were popular back in the day, but now they're not the spots to go to anymore. So they're just struggling just to stay afloat in some of these locations to the point that they just pull the plug on them. And that's not me taking shots at them. That's not me talking about them. I'm just speaking facts. Because let's just be honest with some of you guys. When was the last time you went to Applebees? When the last time you went to Cracker Barrel? You know, so I'm just curious to see where this is going to go and what other restaurants are going to pull the plug on some of their locations. Because let's just be honest, man. And I say another thing too, why it's happening to them too, is because people have started to change their eating habits. They're eating more healthy than what they used to. And some of these spots, they can't keep up with the inventory because if you look at during COVID and even up to now, when they try to order some of the supplies for those popular dishes that people like, it's hard for them to get it. So when it's hard for them to get it, which means that they start to lose money. And if they start to lose money, people start to go elsewhere and then they're going to start taking the hits. So right now, it's just it's just been crazy as far as in the food industry for the last couple of years. And I'm hoping that they can get themselves back on track. But what this means now is that they're going to have to get a brand new makeover. They're going to have to change some things as far as what they have on their menu, far as just far as dealing with customers, all those things. And I'm not saying that they have bad customer service. I'm just saying that they just gonna have to give themselves a whole new makeover to draw people to come back into these places. So this is the time that they should be strategizing a new plan on what can we do to get people back in here. But I'm gonna keep my ear glued to the streets on this, and I'm gonna let you guys know and keep you updated. Well, how do you feel about the fast food chains, restaurants industry? A lot of spots have been closing down due to financial reasons and filing bankruptcy. How do y'all feel about this? Do you think that some of them are going to be able to bounce back, or do you think that it's going to be over with for them? Let's have this conversation. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned.